The movie starts with a farmer placing a scarecrow in the middle of a vast cornfield. Crows circle above, then dive down, aggressively pecking at it. Shockingly, the scarecrow is a real woman. She suddenly wakes, her mouth opening in silent screams. A crow swoops in and violently pecks out one of her eyes before flying away. Next, a group of friends arrives at a remote gas station. Ash and Devin step out to use the restroom. Inside the car, Eli confides in Farbsy he's in love with Ash and plans to propose. Farbsy urges caution, saying it's too soon and that college will bring new experiences. Their talk is interrupted when something hits the windshield. Curious, they look closer and freeze. It's a severed thumb. Alarmed, they glance around but see only a crow flying off. Eli wants to call the police, but Farbsy convinces him not to overreact. They try brushing it off with the wipers, only to smear blood across the glass, worsening the scene. As the girls approach, Eli distracts them while Farbsy discreetly tosses the thumb under the car. They grab their things and head toward a nearby lake. Devin catches Eli staring at her through her shorts and flirts back, but the moment ends as the others join them. The group hikes toward Miller's Trail. Despite a clear no trespassing sign, they ignore it and move on. Soon, they come across a scarecrow in a cornfield and are puzzled that the birds aren't afraid of it. Ash spots a small crow on the ground and steps closer, only to panic when she sees it chewing on a human finger. Farbsy quickly lies, saying it's not a finger and that crows don't eat meat. Meanwhile, a ragged boy runs through the cornfield, desperately trying to scream. He removes a sack from his head, revealing his mouth has been sewn shut. Suddenly, a man appears, pulls him back with a rope, and kills him with a sickle. The group runs out of water, and the girls say they're too tired to continue and want to turn back. The boys suggest resting while they scout ahead to find the lake. Soon, the boys spot a beautiful lake and call the girls over. Everyone takes off their shoes and jumps in to cool off, swimming and splashing around. After a while, Eli and Ash leave the water and sit by the lake. Eli proposes, giving her a promise ring and sharing his love. Devin and Farbsy also come out, and Devin says she's too exhausted to walk back. She asks the boys to get the car while they wait. Shortly after, the boys reach the main road and find their car missing. Farbsy screams loudly in anger, the sound carrying to the girls. Frightened, the girls quickly get up and run. Eli grows frustrated with Farbsy's carelessness over losing the car, and they argue, blaming each other. The girls catch up and break up the fight. When asked why, Eli and Farbsy reveal their car was stolen. As they discuss their next move, Ash spots a farmer nearby. They call for his help, but he ignores them and walks away. Determined, the group approaches the farmer. On the way, they encounter a fence and squeeze through it. Farbsy hesitates crossing, and as he finally steps over, he stumbles and badly injures his leg. He screams in pain while Eli tears off his shirt to wrap the wound and stop the bleeding. Together, they carry Farbsy into the fields and prop him against the scarecrow. With the car gone and hunger and thirst setting in, Eli decides to find help. Devin immediately volunteers to join him. Eli tells Ash and Farbsy to stay near the scarecrows so he can find them later. After walking for a while, Eli spots a barn and decides to head there, but Devin stops him, trying to seduce him. At first, Eli resists, saying he doesn't want to cheat on Ash, but soon gives in. Meanwhile, Farbsy pulls out 2 Ziploc bags of weed to ease his pain and asks Ash to roll a big joint, which she does without hesitation. Suddenly, Eli hears whistling in the fields and tells Devin to stop and stand up. The farmer appears behind them and punches Eli, knocking him out cold. Devin panics and tries to run but is quickly caught and knocked unconscious too. Ash and Farbsy are smoking a joint when Farbsy says he needs to take a dump. Ash hesitates but helps him into the bushes before returning to the scarecrow. The farmer drags Devin to a barn, where a boy's corpse lies. He ties her to a chair. As Devin wakes and cries for help, the farmer wraps a belt around her neck and seals her mouth with a needle. Her muffled screams anger him, and he strikes her face, knocking her out instantly. Back in the cornfield, Farbsy is still relieving himself while Ash examines the scarecrow. She soon realizes it isn't stuffed with straw. Instead, worms and maggots crawl inside. Terrified, she urges Farbsy to hurry. He hears whistling nearby but ignores it. Meanwhile, the farmer returns to the barn carrying Eli's body and ties him to a chair. He fills a syringe with a paralyzing liquid and prepares to inject Eli. Suddenly, Devon forces her mouth open and shouts at Eli to wake up. Enraged, the farmer injects Devon with a sedative and covers her face with a rag. Ash grows increasingly anxious as Farbsy hasn't returned. Suddenly, a man grabs her from behind, warning that trespassing was a terrible mistake. He insists she follow him to survive. Though suspicious, Ash has no choice but to trust him. At the barn, Ash spots their stolen car. Inside, the man reveals he's the farmer's son and explains the scarecrows in the fields are alive, set by his father. He shares that his mother was accidentally killed by trespassers long ago, which drives his father to kill all intruders. Suddenly, they hear the farmer trying to open the door, so the son tells Ash to hide quickly. Farbsy's body is dragged inside, and the farmer ties him to a chair. He uncovers Eli, whose mouth is sewn shut. The son ties Eli to a wooden cross as the farmer nails his right arm, making Eli scream in pain. Overwhelmed, Ash yells for him to stop. She lunges at the farmer with a large screwdriver, but he easily restrains her. Ash desperately looks to the farmer's son for help, but he's powerless against his father. The farmer knocks Ash out. Then, Eli, strapped to the cross, is carried by the farmers and placed in the cornfield as a scarecrow. Moments later, Ash wakes with a mask covering her face. The son enters, removes the mask, and tells her to stay quiet. He cuts her bonds and urges her to leave immediately. When she asks about her friends, he says they're already in the field. Suddenly, the farmer appears, staring coldly at them. The son pleads that none deserve to die and urges the farmer to release the girl. He explains the intruders never meant to harm his wife, who was killed by mistake. Ash seizes the moment and runs, but the farmer stabs his son in the neck, killing him instantly. Ash races through the cornfields, desperate to escape. She finds a scarecrow and removes its mask, expecting Eli, but it's Devon, already dead. She pulls the nail from Devon's hand and runs on. Soon, she spots another scarecrow, this one the farmer in disguise. Terror grips her as he chases and slams her down. Ash grabs a nail from the ground, strikes him in the face, and flees again. Moments later, she hears a boy whimpering nearby. Following the sound, she finds a scarecrow and removes its mask to reveal Farbsy, trembling in fear. Ash tries to pull out the nails but fails. Farbsy points to a shovel, and she attempts to free him with it. Suddenly, the injured farmer appears behind her and shoves her to the ground. As he tries to strangle her, Farbsy curses loudly to distract him. The farmer turns toward Farbsy and attacks him with a shovel, killing him instantly. Ash seizes the moment to escape once more. She pushes herself forward, but when she hears the farmer whistling again, she stumbles and hits her head on a rock. Later, Ash wakes up and spots a car nearby, where a couple is making out to loud music. Unable to stand, she crawls toward the vehicle, screaming for help with every ounce of strength. The couple hears something but sees nothing outside since Ash lies low near the car. Finally, Ash drags herself closer and desperately reaches for the door handle. Unfortunately, the farmer arrives from behind and drags Ash into the fields. The next morning, she's tied to a cross as the farmer places her on the ground like a scarecrow. Suddenly, a crow appears and repeatedly attacks her. Her mask falls off, and she starts bleeding. The film ends with Ash screaming in pain, realizing her friends are all dead and that she's next.